Kushal. So regarding the second project, you went into a little bit more detail.
Yeah.
So when you compare the HMO with studio, what do you think in terms of demand or in terms of doing something different? Um, what's your like kind of reason behind it or logic behind it?
Yeah, so for me and for us, me and Parinita, we always wanted to step up our game. Like initially, we, as you saw, like we started off with a property which was a student accommodation. If you don't believe, but we converted it to like a nice, luxurious en-suite room student accommodation. And because we always wanted to step up, now we have decided to put a studio like kitchenette in, because we think that with COVID, everybody needs their own kind of space where they can cook as well. So they don't want a lot of engagement. Like there are a lot of problems happening in the common kitchen area. So they would prefer to have their own cooking facilities as well, rather than sharing with the other peoples, like 5 to 6 peoples in the property. And again, there is a lot of cleaning and problems with whose utensils, and these people has eaten his sandwich, and they want to avoid all those things. So we thought that there is definitely a gap in the market where people would like to have their own kind of privacy even in cooking, because what we have done right now is we have given them everything they want, but they still need to come in the communal area to cook, and they have that. But we will still provide them a communal area, but we will put cooking in their room, which is a little bit unique. So they have their own total privacy. And if they want to mingle with other people, network with other people, they still have their communal area. So this is what we thought, like, this is definitely a gap. And this is what people need in the current market. And after speaking with a lot of agents as well, they said that this is really a gap, and this is where you can get more rents as well. I'm sure the build cost will be more, but the GDP will be more as well. That's why we thought we'll go ahead and do this.
Yeah, I think you gave a lot of good reasons to explore that as an opportunity. The other thing on my mind was you have seen the prices for the material has gone up over the months and weeks due to the inflation and so many other supply chain management. So if anyone who's thinking of doing some development projects, what kind of precautions they should be thinking of? Like, for example, the first project you mentioned 90,000, second project 95,000, but it had an extension.
Yeah.
So something like that in today's scenario, if we are planning, what should be the buffer anyone should kind of keep in mind?
Yeah, definitely. This is a big problem with build cost going up, because this is a deadly combination, which I keep on calling. Like everything is going up. Property prices are going up, build costs are going up, and interest rates are going up. So in this situation, I think it will be best to get involved more in build cost and see, try to speak with at least 3 builders, get references from 3 builders, and get a breakdown, like schedule of work from each builder. Like you need to know the costing of each thing. Like this insulation is going to cost this much, kitchen is going to cost this much, then all the loft conversion is going to cost this much, so that you can try to negotiate the price with other builders as well, and you have the understanding of what they are costing us for, rather than just going for a builder who is going to give us like a whole project costing. So we need to have an understanding, like how whenever you're starting a project, there is a tendering system called you get the costing of each item, and you are aware of the pricing. So maybe if you get involved more and you have the understanding about pricing, that can do. But definitely there is an increase of about 20,000 or 30,000 in the build cost. So you have to take that into consideration. And I say to overcome that, you need to be involved more in the build, and you need to have an understanding of pricing of each and every aspect. So that's how I plan to move ahead and do my constructions.
Yeah. Thank you, Kushal. That's been helpful. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, Kushal. I'm Soji.
Hi, Soji.
Yeah. I'm from Preston. I have a question about that kitchen, cooking area, as you said, mentioned before. If that can damage in the long run, that room, like the moisture and all those things, what you will do that in that area? Like if we install the kitchen in the bedroom, or
Yeah.
I don't understand quite well in that
So are you asking about studios which will be installed
studio plan. Yeah.
in the room? So
Yeah.
what we are doing is, with our recent development as well, we are making sure that we are putting dam proofing membrane everywhere, so that there is a precaution already taken care of with regards to this moisture problems and everything. So we are adding that an extra layer of dam proofing membrane in our construction already, so that we don't have those kind of problems.
Right. Okay. Is there any exhaust, anything like that? Exhaust fan? No, I'm
Exhaust.
going deep into that building. I don't think we need to worry about that. Is that jitter?
Yeah, because we have exhaust in our ensuite. Like each room is having their own exhaust.
Right.
So
Okay.
if the moisture is accumulating, because moisture will mostly be accumulating in the ensuites where people will be taking showers, and in the studios we will be planning to provide, like where the hob is, we will be providing an extractor fan as well on top of it, because it will be a kitchenette. So anything which we will be cooking, like pressure cookers or anything steam going, we have an extractor fan for that, so that it doesn't catch moist. And studio, like the ensuite, will have their own extractor fan.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think just to add there, the kitchen will be a basic infrastructure. Like, for example, if you go into, especially in central London, you go into studio flats, you will see one corner with a small kitchen. Like you might be paying 600,000-700,000 luxurious apartments, but you will see a small one corner with a kind of a wash basin and a electric hob and things like that. And the idea of that kitchen is, if you want some hot food, you can just have something quick. I don't think so. The idea is of doing a proper cooking. I think we will still have a common kitchen and not a common kitchen, but a lounge area and things like that. But professionals who are really busy, they will be living in that studios. But the idea is not to do any heavy cooking. It's just they can do their essential breakfast and lunch and heat up their in the oven and hob and things like that. But not to be doing a proper.
Yeah. In that case, can we do that same thing on our HMOs?
I think from a regulatory point of view, I don't think so. Either you do a studio or you do an HMO. They are two different from a licensing point of view, from a design point of view. They are two different strategies.
Right.
So if you are going to do an a HMO with a kitchen, that means you are doing a studio directly. Yeah. Kushal, I think if you can add to it.
Yeah, I can add. So there is a requirement in council, like if you go and read the council guidelines for a studio room, it needs to be 14 square meter room. And if it is a normal ensuite room, it can be up to 6.5 square meter. But for studio room, it definitely needs to be a certain size. So you can't just go and add anything in a normal room. It needs to be of a specific size. So that is another requirement. And again, as Jitto said, like there are two types of studio actually, where you can put electric hob. Like there is not a big hob where like you can have like 4 cooking stations or something. The hob which goes in that studio is only two hobs, like 2 electric stations, where you can cook a little bit, but not like intense cooking, but you can still cook there. They can have their own washing facilities as well. I've seen studios where they are providing electric hob with an extractor fan, with dishwasher, as well as washing facility. So it is like a mini 1-bedroom flat as well, but it is like studio. And then there is another kind of studio where you don't provide this cooking facilities. You just provide a microwave where it can be just the food can be heated up, and then you have this washing facility where you have a sink. So that is another kind of studio. So there are 2 types of studio as well, which are being done.
Right. Okay.
And then there is this third one, which we are already doing, which is an en-suite property. Because studios is mostly for professionals. And the ones which we are doing, like which we have done, is for students, because they don't need a lot of cooking, to be honest. So that is another target profile which we are doing it for.
Yeah, but like, so what we have learned recently is the rental demand and the cash flow massively increases in studios.
Yes.
That's what we learned. So definitely the GDV is high, the investment is high, the risk is also high, but the cash flow is good. It's worth taking that risk, provided it is a calculated risk. Yeah.
Yeah.